for over a year.
Rima, you talk about drama. This is going to happen. Remember the last thing I told you in DMs? The very last thing I told you. Here, I'll go ahead and show it. So everybody knows exactly what I told you. Rima, you need to handle this better. You make content taking other people's business, other people's drama, other people's trauma, and you make it content. You can't have this wholly confrontational stance when you're publicly criticized, when it's what your entire channel is. At the end of the day, what you want, Rima, is you want to be able to say whatever you want about anybody else, but you don't want anybody else to say anything about you. Can't do that in this space.
Hello everybody and welcome back. In today's video we are going to be talking about Rima Evenstar, which I deliberated on doing and thought about it before making this video because the last time she was even mentioned in one of my videos, it was the Cinder video where I was talking about her coverage of the Cinder situation and how it was disingenuous. You could say it's unfair, it only covered one side. She considered that to be harassment from me. So when I make this video where she is the subject, only God knows what's gonna happen after this video goes live, if I'm going to get a lot of hate from her people. I don't know. You'll just have to watch the video to understand what I'm trying to say, but I'll preface it with this. Some of Rima's original audience has left because they seen what she's done in this disingenuous behavior and they said, oh, I don't want to be involved with that. But some people have stayed, and let's just say that some of those people are completely okay with it or have made many mental justifications in their head to be okay with it. All that being said, I'm going to try my best to be objective and only give you the truthful, factual information, though I'm sure that my opinion will be sprinkled in every here and there. I will try my best to be factual about this, even though I know if the shoe were on the other foot, Rima would not do the same for me. The reason that Rima was mentioned in the Cinder video is because I wanted to have an honest dialogue and an open-ended conversation wherein which we could discuss our differences and come to a conclusion together. And I was looking at this version of the world where Rima was engaging in this discussion in good faith. But as time has passed and she has not covered the Cinder situation with any grace at all, hasn't gone back on what she said before, it's clear that she wanted to pick a side. Not to mention that in the messages with Occo, Rima mentioned that she knows something that we don't, and to this day, we still don't know what Rima was talking about when she said that, I presume. That was before Rima cut off Occo and the people who are related to Occo. And now, without further ado, I present to you the official Rima video with everything that you need to know.
There's not some crazy orchestrating thing going on. This doesn't go all the way to the top, you fucking conspiracy theorists.
In order to make this video properly, I have to retrace my own steps so that I can tell the story to you in a way that makes sense to me and therefore makes sense to you. The first time I heard of Rima Evenstar was her video about Vtuber hate, and I addressed the points in there, and it was all kind of an opinion piece that I responded to with my own opinion. It's sort of irrelevant, but that is the beginning. After that, I had become invested in the Cinder situation because I had seen the injustice and how Shy Lily's side was given much grace and Cinder's side was given none, and she was scrutinized down to every little detail. Seeing that Rima had participated in creating this kind of coverage and having this kind of bias, she was included in the Cinder video. In short, Rima accepted everything that Shy Lily said in her stream unquestionably and branded people as conspiracy theorists in the same stream. You can probably already guess, but she didn't follow up with me after that video in any sort of way, and her opinion on Cinder is about the same as it was before, even after Cinder released her second document. I was informed that my video was sent to her in some capacity, which I had not known, and that in response to it, she had said that she would not be listening to smaller creators. I guess that was me. I'm not offended, just disappointed. Though I could see the logic in her not watching smaller channels or smaller accounts because it was mainly the larger channels that were peddling the pro-Shy Lily side of things. Around the time of that happening, Cinder's second doc had not come out, so I'm sure that the second go-around, most of them danced around the subject matter or completely avoided it. In the downtime, Rima was busy burning bridges with her former acquaintances Mama Occo and Mizu VT. And interestingly enough, Strawb is also involved as well. Though Strawb is on Rima's side of things, not the other way around.
Rima, you need to handle this better. You make content taking other people's business, other people's drama, other people's trauma, and you make it content.
The Mizu Tamari side of the drama has flared up again as Mizu Tamari has put out tweets on March the 9th in relation to the situation on Discord between Rima Evenstar and himself. The TLDR of the situation is that they got into a spat over the Cinder situation because Rima Evenstar could give no ground and no credence to their side because they were more pro-Cinder than she was. I believe that they treated Rima Evenstar with kid gloves and really did not want to sever that connection, but they had to because Rima Evenstar had already internally decided that that was a bridge that she wanted to burn. She got Strawb into the Discord to kick up a fuss, and then the rest is history. Or rather, that leads us to present day with the March 9th tweets. The tweets, in chronological order, read as follows. This woman is genuinely obsessed with me. Even while defending her bestie from literally every single person calling them out, she focuses on me and reshares her defamatory video on me where she takes our DMs out of context after maliciously hiding every single DM she's ever sent to me. Hey, at Rima Evenstar, remember when I showed you live on stream with proof that Alara lied to her entire audience and deceptively edited a story I told about being assaulted as a child to make it look like I was supporting child abuse? And all you had to say about that was, quote, well, she's nice to me, so she probably didn't do that maliciously, end quote. You're such an evil person. You know what makes your entire one-sided beef with me so much funnier? It started because you flat out lied to me and everyone around you that you had super secret private information that proved not only was Cinder guilty, but she was so much worse than any of us knew. Where's the secret info, Rima? It's been months since Cinder released her counterdoc exonerating herself, and not only have you refused to release that super secret info, you haven't even properly covered the counterdoc, you hack reporter. On to the next one. The entire video is about me. My face is literally the entire center of the thumbnail, and it's prefaced as, quote, the Vtuber who, end quote. So either you've forgotten what your own defamatory video is about, or you're admitting you'll randomly attack someone's friends if they criticize someone you know. You cannot be trusted either way. And now she's peddling some ridiculous lie that an artist told her I tried to commission NSFW art of us. B-word, I rarely commission art of myself. What makes you think I'm wasting money on art of us? Stop the cap. Post screenshots. And the final tweet. Hey, at Rima Evenstar. Post it. I dare you. Stop saying you have proof I did X, Y, and Z. Just effing post it so we can all see it. You know why I'm so public and brave about calling you out on this? Because I know you're lying through your teeth and there's nothing there. And that is all of the March 9th tweets. To supplement these recent tweets, I have the clips available of the Mizu stream where he goes over the Rima Evenstar stuff on Discord, which I will present to you now.
This started over this tweet. This is the ultimate in my evils, chat. The worst thing in my life I've ever done is tweeted this about Rima. It all started from this, the singular tweet, which was deleted on her request. Man, I like Rima. This video's terrible. It's a one-to-one retelling of the anti-Cinder side with no investigation. This feels like a I know it'll get views video rather than a real thought-out documentary. Really doesn't help after I saw she was sent videos that counter the popular narrative and dismissed them because they were from smaller channels. This is it. This is what started this.
Now let's talk about Strawb joining their Discord. So this is 2 days after my video premiere and Mizu's tweets are still up. I mentioned to Strawb that there's like a Discord with stalker-ish behavior in there and that Occo warned me.
Ooh, Rima, you told Strawb about the Discord. Did you now? That's interesting. So what's really funny, and this comes from my DMs with Strawb, is Strawb claimed that she discovered the Discord on her own because she had just casually heard there was some negativity inside it. That was Strawb's story. Now, Rima, I don't know if she didn't read Strawb's thread or if she didn't watch my video about Strawb as closely as she thought she did. But now she's admitting that, no, I told Strawb about it. And that was my complaint. That was my worry that I publicly said on Twitter, was that I was worried you were telling your friends something so they would go and cause trouble on your behalf. And now you're admitting that I was right, that you did in fact send your friend to go cause trouble on your behalf. That even though I thought we had gone our separate ways, you were still trying to cause problem. Hey, Aguirre for 5, remembering Strawb tried to lie about not knowing whose server it was. That was Strawb's excuse. That she had no idea whose server she was in. That she had no idea I was in it. That it had no relation to the Rima drama at all, aside from she thought that it was a server with negativity in it. You should have got your story straight, Rima.
About a specific thread where they're saying all kind of things about me and other VTubers. Then I checked it out and saw how schizo they were to Nanoless and other indies. I saw them posting my tweets, they're replying to them, and I tell that to Strawb and she decides to join the Discord to see what they're saying. That's when she saw the rules, saw what they were saying, and left that comment. These are some nice rules you got there. All she did was tap the sign. She didn't say anything inflammatory. All she said was, there are some nice rules you got there.
She didn't do anything inflammatory, chat. She just came in and made passive-aggressive comments to try and draw attention to herself. She came in and she tried to start shit. She admitted in DMs with me that I showed on my original stream that she tried to start shit. And now you're admitting that you sent her to start shit. How do you want me to take this? So chat, here are Strawb messages. And you can see like we're at the top here. I said, hello, heard you have complaints. I'm going to be 100% honest. Don't know if there's anything you can say to me to change my mind. I'm honestly surprised you DM'd me at all. I know full context. I saw DMs, heard you posting in her live stream, saw your other post, just did not agree with how you handled any of that. I said, that's fair. Post was deleted and I reached out to Rima a second time to discuss it. What other post? I feel like I'm being nice here. And I feel like she's coming in being like, I'm not going to trust you at all. I'm going to be a dick the whole time. I don't really know what she wants. Like, obviously, I'm going to be iffy with Rima. It's not cropped, that's possible. I know, right? Like, yeah, obviously, I'm going to be a little iffy with Strawb after she says this. Especially after she says, I know full context, I saw the DMs. Like, that throws me off, right? When somebody comes into my server, makes passive-aggressive comments, and is like, oh yeah, somebody's been sharing your DMs with me. How am I supposed to handle that? Exactly.
The whole VOD is 5 hours. I will include the link down in the bottom of the description if you'd like to watch it in full. These clips allow you to have the understanding that Rima got Strawb to tag along for some sort of scolding campaign. Is the best word I have for this because I really don't know how to describe it other than that. The thing that makes it so absurd that they've kicked up this fuss is because the main reason why they've done it is because they simply disagree. Strawb says, oh, you've handled it terribly and stuff like this, but they're not debating substance. They're not debating the Cinder drama. They're just going on about how bad of a person he is or something. I mean, especially in the case of VTuber drama, it is never that deep, I assure you. You'll find that Rima makes a lot of these pathos, emotion-based arguments, and I think that's why I'm just naturally disinclined to her content, is because of this emotional argumentation. It could be the case for other videos, but the video I'm referring to specifically is the video that Rima recorded in response to Mizu's response. It's response inception. The main reason that I show you this side of the drama with Mizu and Rima is because it makes Rima as well as Strawb look ridiculous. It goes to further illustrate this kind of team sports dynamic within the VTuber industry that makes them come off as very childish. Some could say that we've lost the plot, but before we do actually lose the plot, I'll go ahead and play the video of Mama Occo talking about the relevant information in regards to the Rima situation in the video that he made.
She covers drama and sometimes trauma of individuals and tears into people's personal lives to occasionally leave a message. Her job is nothing but being critical on other individuals in the VTuber sphere. So, I don't get it. Mizu attempts to talk to her about the Cinder situation a month or so before her video. She ignores him, then when he makes a public comment on a public video open to public scrutiny, she folds. She folds, and a near year of interaction between the four of us is sundered in an instant.
This part in particular puts into perspective just how pivotal the Cinder situation was in Rima's career, that she had to cut ties with Occo and Mizu, who had been her friends previously, as far as I know it, all because they dared to speak in opposition to Shy Lily's good name. How could they? How dare they? The reason that this is important is because it goes to show Rima's clear biases in her coverage and why she should not be trusted. I'm sure that most of you know this by now, but Rima is not a credible source, and she will continue to prove that fact over time. There may have been warning signs before, but her reaction to the Cinder situation overall is damning. She lost her cool, proceeded to panic, and then exposed her biases in this way. Going and having a spurg out in a fellow content creator's Discord is something that is beyond desperate, but we continue.
Due to the fact that my DMs were impartial, at least, shown with Rima before she deleted them, by the way, I feel I am obligated now to share the completeness of what I am about to say. You can take umbrage with the fact of whether or not I am doing this in the comments. I am open to criticism. However, due to the fact that she has decided to blatantly delete all of my DMs, which I have backed up, by the way, it really starts to make me wonder why. Why are you deleting DMs when up until at least 24 hours before I had decided to finish this project, you did the conversation where I ask Rima and I say, quote, "I do have to ask Rima, is there information the public has not yet seen, but you have because of your associations?" And she says, and I quote, "Yeah, there is on a few topics, but it's all gonna come out eventually." I reply by saying, why? I ask because it's not fair to assume you can argue with information I don't have. Because at the time, I was trying to figure out if Rima had made this video only with information that the public had known, made this with some information that had been shared behind the scenes. Despite the fact that she continues on to say, quote, "I'm only arguing on information publicly available," I do not believe that that is entirely true. I believe that there is information that has not been put out to the public that she has been made privy to because people like Bao, because people like Shy Lily are potentially her friends, that she is not sharing with the public, which in my opinion colors the way that she has chosen to report on this video.
The funny thing is, to this day, Rima Evenstar has not put that information out. Occo provided a very generous interpretation of Rima, but I would have to say that this is just another lie. Being disingenuous is one thing, but lying is an evolution of that. In the case that special interests are involved, Rima will cover for them with everything that she's got, even to the point of lying and ruining her reputation and credibility. Though her credibility hasn't technically been ruined completely because people are in the dark about what Rima has done and are not really keyed into that because they themselves have been deceived in regards to the Cinder situation. Which is why I would personally ask my subscribers, those who are subscribed to me, to continue to get the word out every day about that particular issue. People are still ill-informed on the Cinder issue and deserve to know the truth. I'm happy to report that Cinder is doing her best and thriving, as Shy Lily's attempt to cancel Cinder thankfully failed. Now with all of that out of the way, we will fast forward to the present, where Rima is still trying to evade accountability on her past actions and the actions of her present, but the people yearn for answers.
These people, you guys have never fucking spoken to any of them, you fucking conspiracy theorists.
It was just the other day that a Twitter user named Zelius posted this tweet about Rima Evenstar. He says, quote, "I swear to God, Rima Evenstar wants to keep fanning the flames when we all moved on, especially since she peddles a misinformation video attacking me and many others for stating our opinion, simply saying her Cinder video was bad. You're no better than Nux Taku, Rima. Let me run the list. Any story that involves Kirsch is omitted, whether it's about the FaZe Offkai drama and the Innovalence situation. Downplays Alara twisting Mizu's child sexual abuse story live on air. Inserts herself in the Nux/V Shoujo drama years ago. In regards to me, she has twisted my own words in that same video when I criticized people for going after Nanolist during his celebration tweet. I also criticized Nano for lying, and Rima, being a hypocrite, branded me and others as obsessive stalkers for giving information. I've had enough of her continuing to get away with peddling misinformation. If she is truly against getting information wrong, then I believe many of us, myself included, deserve an apology for the stuff she has pulled and continues to get away with. This zealous figure is an example of a person who has been caught in Rima's crosshairs and has experienced probably the effect of Rima's audience coming to harass him in his DMs. Who knows what he's had to experience because he was featured in her video via the Discord messages. In the comments, there was something that I found interesting. A CPT Tanker Joe user says, quote, Rima herself has said she has no issue with spinning stories in a way that benefits herself or her friends or banning people who disagree with her in her Discord server. For now, this claim is unsubstantiated as we have not found the video that he is talking about, but the minute that we do, let's just say it would be better for her to come out and take accountability for the things she's done than let that clip get out first. Because the holdovers who are truly blind and do not yet see, if they manage to get a hold of that video and they see it, it probably won't be good. And now on the latter end of this video, I'll throw you a bonus tweet that I found to be interesting, where our Twitter users share screenshots of Rima's Discord server in regards to her most recent video. It starts with Rima saying the following, quote, kinda disheartening to see a month of collaborative work be brushed off or disregarded due to assumptions and misinformation or claiming it, quote, lacks passion, especially when my channel practically came to a standstill while I worked on this. I just don't get it, man. Then if we look down, we'll see a user named Pink Carrot who responds, quote, sorry, but looking through what seems to be your collaborators, it is clear that they are either misinformed or purposely spreading their own agenda. Cerber wasn't about to graduate. Her losing her job was a lot after the raid happened, and the second case is just made up nonsense. Rima goes on to claim in the response, quote, this is not the, quote, collaborators, end quote. We did 2 streams where I invited the swarms to help out and submit their favorite moments as well. Pink Carrot responds, quote, I'm afraid it doesn't really change much when some of the misinformation still made its way into the video. And at the end of the day, it very much would be the same people that join those streams and spread the same misinformation and headcanons.
Cerber is the rescued pet dog, the one Vital saved, or more accurately, the one he pulled back from the edge when things got bad. Cerber had just lost her job, and then Vital started raiding her streams, and almost overnight, it actually changed her life. Miniko is the childhood friend. She was Neuro's first collab partner back when she went by the name of Miyune, so the audience instantly clocks it as, yeah, they go way back.
Not that it matters much, but Rima currently is getting ratioed on that tweet. I just thought I'd let you know. What this proves to us is that Rima is up to the same old tricks, doing the same old stuff, and hasn't seemed to learn a thing. But I tell you what, this is a message directly to Rima Evenstar. Rima, I know you're watching. You're always watching. So you can come on my channel and we'll talk about it, and you can come over here and you can take accountability for this stuff. You can tell me that I am completely in the wrong, but you better tell me why. My channel is always open. I'd rather you do it on Occo's channel or Mizu Tamari VT's channel because they both know you better than I do. But of course, it would not be gentlemanly of me to not put out the invitation. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Rima Evenstar video. Hopefully, we don't have to make another one of these. And if we do have to make another one of these, hopefully it's with a positive tonality and because she has changed. That's all I gotta say. See you in the next one. God bless.
So then you end up with content like this, dude. What the fuck is this?
Things have been complicated.
What the fuck is this, bro?
Behind the scenes. And you know, drama is usually best savored when you're not involved in it. Not that I'm like really involved in it, but sort of, I guess, because it's my agency. I already knew, or you know, I was
Dude, they are not. It's true. It's not true that they're men. They're often just fat women, right? They're not like males. They're fat women.